Liverpool open talks to make January signing of Premier League star the chase for Crystal Palace skipper Mark Guéhi by Liverpool is still very much alive. Although a potential deal collapsed dramatically on deadline day, new information suggests that the Reds have not abandoned their pursuit. Instead, they are keeping channels open, maintaining contact with the 25-year-old defender and preparing to revisit the move in January. Liverpool, who already shattered their transfer record twice this summer, are keen to add Guéhi as the next piece of their ambitious rebuild. Their high-profile acquisitions of Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, and Alexander Isak have already strengthened Jurgen Klopp's squad. But Guéhi was another name strongly linked to Anfield throughout the summer. The Crystal Palace captain even went as far as completing medical tests before the London club's hierarchy, influenced heavily by manager Oliver Glasner, ultimately vetoed the transfer. Glasner was reportedly adamant about not losing his leader on the pitch. Despite that setback, Liverpool have not given up. Football Insider reports that the Merseyside club remain in open dialogue with Guéhi and are confident of reigniting negotiations in January. Sources suggest Palace have already lowered their valuation of the defender from £35 million to around £25 million. Conscious of the risk of losing him for nothing when his contract expires, however, Liverpool could face stiff competition. European heavyweights including Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich are all expected to enter the race once the January window opens, giving Guéhi plenty of options for the next stage of his career. Meanwhile, Liverpool's other blockbuster deal of the summer, the £125 million signing of Alexander Isak from Newcastle United, continues to dominate headlines. The Swedish striker forced through his switch to Anfield after being sidelined at Newcastle, missing both preseason and their opening Premier League fixtures. Immediately after sealing his move, Isak joined up with Sweden for their World Cup qualifiers, though he was left on the bench for their 2-2 draw with Slovenia as he regains full match sharpness. Sweden boss Jon Dahl Tomasson hinted that Isak could play a part in their upcoming clash with Kosovo, but he is unlikely to face the media before then. Back in Newcastle, speculation swirled about a supposed split in the dressing room over Isak's exit. Veteran defender Emil Kraft, however, has moved quickly to dispel those claims. Speaking to Sportbladet, Kraft explained, "Of course, many of us hoped Alex would stay, but everyone understands the business side of football, not just a teammate. He's a close friend. The talk of a divided dressing room is nonsense. Footballers understand these things, and we all wished him luck." Kraft admitted he spoke to Isak regularly during the tense transfer saga, stressing how difficult the period had been for the striker. There were tough moments for him, but he's mentally strong. He wanted the next step, and you can also understand the fans wanting to keep their best player. That's football. Anthony Elanga, another Swedish international who joined Newcastle from Nottingham Forest this summer for £55 million, echoed Kraft's thoughts. He described the situation as very calm and insisted the squad had already moved on. "Yes, we lost a top player, but we also signed top players. We're focused on the season ahead." Elanga scored in Sweden's draw with Slovenia before assisting Arsenal's big-money addition, Victor Gyökeres, showing that Swedish football remains in good hands even as Isak adjusts to life at Liverpool. Leeds United consider move for ex-Liverpool title winner after £1.5 million contract settlement. Leeds United's recruitment drive under Daniel Farke shows no sign of slowing down, with reports linking the championship side to former Liverpool midfielder Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. The 32-year-old saw his spell at Besiktas's end abruptly in August after the Turkish giants decided to pay around £1.5 million to terminate his deal, which was supposed to run until 2026, because he is now a free agent. Oxlade-Chamberlain is eligible to join a new club, even though the transfer window has officially closed. The ex-England international is believed to want to return to English football, with Leeds said to be among the clubs monitoring him closely. However, they may have to fend off competition from Birmingham City, who are also exploring a deal. Oxlade-Chamberlain is available. A lot of teams have shown interest. Transfer reporter Pete O'Rourke explained to Football Insider, "He's got a really strong CV, having played for Arsenal and Liverpool, Plus, he's a Premier League and Champions League winner with Liverpool. His release from Besiktas has definitely put him back on the radar. Teams in the Premier League, Championship, and even across Europe are watching him, but Leeds and Birmingham are two that stand out. I think he'd definitely be up for a return to English football, and I wouldn't be surprised if his future is resolved soon. From a Leeds perspective, the signing could be considered low risk, as no transfer fee would be involved. The main stumbling block could be his salary demands. Oxlade-Chamberlain was earning about £65,000 a week in Turkey, still well below the £125,000 he used to collect at Anfield, but likely more than most championship clubs would be comfortable. Payne Liverpool prepare for potential five-club battle over Mark Guéhi after failed summer swoop. Liverpool's hopes of landing Crystal Palace captain Mark Guéhi are far from straightforward. With several European heavyweights now circling the defender, the Reds had appeared close to sealing a £35 million deal on deadline day, and Guéhi had even gone through part of his medical. But the move collapsed after Palace were unable to sign a replacement before the window shut. If Jurgen Klopp's side try again in January, they may not be alone. Manchester City are reportedly ready to test the waters, with the Daily Star claiming Pep Guardiola's side would have only pursued him last window had Manuel Akanji or Nathan Ake left the Etihad. The report also suggests City hope Palace will be forced into a discounted sale in the winter, with Guéhi out of contract in the summer, but the competition does not stop there. Spanish giants, Real Madrid and Barcelona, along with German champions, Bayern Munich, are also thought to be keeping tabs on the England centre-back. National team boss, Thomas Tuchel, speaking after GI's collapsed, switched to Liverpool, praised the defender for his professionalism. Of course, we spoke with him. Tuchel said, "He's looked excellent on the pitch and has had a strong few weeks in terms of form. He's handled the uncertainty around his future with real class. He's the driving force behind Palace's success, their leader and captain. And his performances at the back end of last season were outstanding." Guéhi recently featured for England in their 2-0 win over Andorra, playing 76 minutes before being substituted for Aston Villa's Konsa. Sweden have issued a fresh update on Alexander Isak's condition, with the Liverpool newcomer edging closer to making his first appearance for the club. The £125 million striker, who became the most expensive signing in British football history on deadline day, could be in contention to make his Reds debut straight after the international break. Liverpool resumed their Premier League campaign with a visit to Burnley before facing Atletico Madrid